Hello, everybody. We are back in your ears. Seriously, Eric?
That's why I tried to
They
bend over.
definitely heard that cough. COVID, could you still have taste?
Yes.
Okay, good. Guys, every time somebody coughs in my family, I literally ask them if they have taste buds because I am scared to death of the coronavirus. And this podcast is not going to be about the coronavirus because it's time for an escape. Like, let the professionals talk about the coronavirus. We are no professionals.
Can I be this far from the mic? We didn't test any of this.
Eric, be closer.
I know, but...
No.
Okay.
Don't be that far from the mic.
Okay.
They want to hear your voice in studio like this, in their ears.
I don't like our setup yet.
Whatever.
We
gotta make do.
Okay.
You are... Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Evie and Eric take over the podcast.
That's
still
changing each week.
Yeah, it changes every
it's got
time.
Nuance.
Exactly. Never the same thing. Keeping it fresh and exciting. Speaking of, what do you think keeps a relationship fresh and exciting?
Oh, conflict.
Conflict?
Yeah.
You're saying, but we...
Not always in like a bus stop, but just like...
A bus stop?
Yeah, like things that aren't like predictable or the usual.
Do you mean conflict between each other, or do you mean us two against a conflict? Like us two against wanting to go to New York, but we have no plan and we probably have to move back to Toronto conflict? Or do you mean you don't let me sleep very close to you because when I breathe on your neck, you want to die? Conflict.
We're going to ignore the second point because it's moot. Conflict, like the way conflict is in a story. Like there's just a problem that needs to be overcome. Like not
together.
Literally the two. Well,
like we are under the same umbrella and weathering
together,
one
or
storm.
it could be. Your voice is much more like mine's more like woody and smooth.
Mine's more deep and sexual.
I don't know. I think it's really tinny and loud.
That is mean. Are you trying to create conflict?
No, yeah. I was trying to have a real life proof of my theory, which I still think.
How? That's rude to call my voice annoying.
I wasn't
and
saying
tinny.
Annoying. I'm just saying bring it down to like these dulcet radio tones I got going.
You know, I watched, I have a subscription to Masterclass. Okay. You know, when I bought that, like, when did I buy that? Back in February?
Probably, yeah.
So I bought a subscription to masterclass.com, and it's really cool. Like, I am learning so much from professionals like Samuel L. Jackson and Natalie Portman. Although I can't really apply their lessons because those are acting lessons. I've learned a lot from Malcolm Gladwell, who does writing. And it's just cool to listen to Aaron Sorkin, who writes screenplays. And it's very cool to learn from them. But I took a random course called The Art of Negotiation by Chris Voss. And if you don't know who Chris Voss is, I guess he's an FBI or was an FBI negotiator who talked two men or one man really out of a situation where they were robbing a bank in New York City, was it? And he was talking about voices, and this is why I'm telling you the story right now, because Eric's mentioning how my voice is tinny and how I should come down to a nice DJ radio voice.
Because we're on a radio. Like we're on a podcast.
We're on
it's
people's
an audio
ears.
medium.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know my voice was that annoying for people to listen to. No, we'll replay this after when I pick out clips to post.
I am enjoying
promo.
this tone of voice.
Okay, well, anyways.
You're getting closer
Chris
to the mic.
Voss was talking about how you should use 3 different voices when you're speaking to negotiators, or when you're speaking to negotiators, when you're in a negotiation, right? Okay. And one of the voices is this radio DJ voice because it calms both people in the negotiation down. And then if you want them to like come to a conclusion and have urgency, then you got to talk higher and blah blah blah, like this and this and da 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 da, you know what I mean? And there was another voice in there and I totally forget it, but the one that stuck out was like the DJ radio voice where you talk a little bit slow and you talk a little bit cool and down to earth, just like this. How are you guys enjoying this experience right now?
Do you think you have a good voice?
I think I have a good voice, yeah.
Like not singing, like the timbre.
Oh, definitely tone. Not singing. I think I have a good voice sometimes. Sometimes when I'm on the podcast, I hear myself and I'm like, why on the podcast or on a broadcast does my voice go to like the highest pitch possible and I cannot get it down? I don't know. I get that it is calming me when I speak this way, but it's like too slow for my liking.
I don't think my voice is radio DJ at all.
I don't think it is either.
Mine's more on like the comedy register, I think.
The comedy register?
Yeah, it's not like Barry White. It's like closer to being like stand-up comedian.
Yeah, you're like a almost Pete Davidson, but like less Pete Davidson.
I think, yeah. I think that's a good goal to have.
Yeah. Anyways. Sorry, we are live on stream right now. We are live streaming this,
it's
and
like
I
two
can't.
sides of the brain happening
I
at once
can't
for you.
help but to not ignore the chat. It's very hard to do that. I love doing this podcast live, and I love when you guys watch live. I also like when you listen later, but it's hard to ignore the chat. So if I seem spaced out,
you gotta drive.
What do you mean I gotta drive?
You're driving. You got the agenda.
Oh yeah, but you know, if I get spaced out, you know, you are the other half of this podcast, and you could jump in and take over, my love.
I don't know what's next on the agenda.
That was never on the agenda, what I just spoke about, but I made it because I'm a good improvisational speaker.
Improvisational?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's what I said.
Cool.
So let's talk about your dislike for beaches.
Beaches?
Yeah,
like
talk
the
about
beach?
how you don't like going to the beach while I sneeze.
You'll find this is going to happen again. The sneeze will happen. It's like her new thing. Anyways.
What am I allergic to? I've been in the house. How am I sneezing all the time? It makes no sense.
Houses.
It's in different houses.
Why does houses feel like it shouldn't be plural? Like mouses is in its mice. Why aren't we saying heis?
Heis. It's weird. I don't know. We should look that up.
I don't like the beach because there's nothing to do there really. All there is to do is swim and just lie down. And like if you
But what's wrong with relaxing for us?
I like snacking. And then the problem is you gotta be like absolute mom and dad with your little cooler and your picnic blanket and all that. And then it's like you gotta go in there and take out like the snacks, and it's not my routine.
You know what I found about you and what I've learned?
This is gonna be good.
First of all, I wouldn't go to the beach right now because it has corona. Like everybody
the beach
there
has corona?
No, the beach doesn't, but people there definitely do. Like, oh my god, speaking of, did you see that guy who went to the beach on the 4th of July who had corona, tested positive for it, and it was 8 days since, and he felt like shit, and he was like posting on his story like or on Twitter or something like that, and he was like thought the corona was gone, but damn, it still hit me.
We can't go down
and
this
he was
road.
at the beach. Anyways, that's why I don't trust beaches right now. I really don't trust anywhere, which we're going to get to later. But something that I've learned about you
Here we go.
is that like you don't necessarily not like the activity of something, let's say going to the beach.
Yeah.
You don't like the image or the connotations that are associated with doing things. Like, guys, take it like this. You know how grocery stores, like people always think of like that's a mom or dad thing to go, but now kids are like, oh, it's hip. Like my favorite pastime is spending time at the grocery store. Like Eric doesn't like doing things if the societal representation of those things has a stereotype.
But it's not because
such as bringing snacks to a beach. You got to bring a cooler and you're like a mom or dad.
I don't care what society thinks of me. It's just I feel like I'm going to take out my cooler and there's going to be watermelon slices and a bag of Crispers, and I'm just going to be, I brought cold water and sun lotion for anyone who needs it.
What is wrong with that?
It's just not the way. It's too much prep. It's too much.
You want to go travel around the world and you're concerned about prep?
I just want what's in my pocket. I want a phone in one pocket, a wallet in the other, and we go.
Okay, so what's wrong with that?
The cooler is a bunch of stuff.
Why do we have to bring a cooler?
How are you bringing snacks if they're cold? You need something to keep them cool.
Who brings cold snacks?
You don't want cold drinks? You've been at the beach for 2 hours. You don't want to be able to pull out some cold water?
I don't know.
You're
in the cold water. The ocean is cold.
But that's the thing too, is I don't really get a kick out of swimming that way. Like I'm just gonna run out into knee deep water.
I like the beach for that reason. Like, I don't necessarily vibe with just burning my body the entire time. And like everybody knows, I can't relax at all. Like, even when I'm saying I'm relaxing watching Netflix, I'm not actually relaxing. I'm like studying the storyline, or like looking at the cool shots and taking notes on my Google Doc. Like, relaxing is a very hard thing for me to do. So sitting on a beach and tanning my body is not necessarily the thing that I vibe with, and you know, you can call this woo-woo shit, but like, I'm a Pisces, I'm a fish, and I like the water. I like being around water. So you know what?
I think
I like the beach for the water.
There's two other things that I would say. One of them is like, usually if you're at the beach, there's like a town or something near the beach. That's just how it works.
Yeah.
I'd rather be in the town. Like when I went to Barcelona, I didn't want to be on the beach. I wanted to be walking up and down the streets, seeing the shops and all that.
I agree with that for traveling.
The other side of it is the beach is like total like vanity douchebag zone. It's just people who get injected here and take steroids there. And I don't like those people at the best of times, not least when they're on the stage, and the beach is their stage. So if I could just be away from those people, living my life in the street, getting a little iced coffee or a beer on a patio, like, much prefer that. You know, I write in my book, and I write on social media, and I say these things out loud, like that you shouldn't let some insecurity stop you from living your life, such as this specific example is the one I always use, is you don't want to be on your deathbed, and just because you were scared to put on a bikini because of what other people think of your body, you're gonna not go to the beach for 60 years of your life. You know what I mean? And like, it's funny because I feel a little bit hypocritical, if I'm being honest, because I say that, but also like, I wanted to enjoy swimming the other day at my cousin's, even though I didn't have a bikini, or I want to go to the beach and be in the water, but I am insecure about my body. So I don't do those things. Fair.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
I do. That's definitely not part of my reason for not liking the beach.
But hold on. I just want to say something to that, is that I don't think that, I say that I'm hypocritical, but I also don't necessarily think that that's the extremity that I'm talking about when I say like, oh, you wanted to go to the beach and blah, blah. Like, I'm talking about someone who wants to surf all the time and like maybe wants to make that a professional career or whatever.
Well,
and they don't ever pursue it because they're scared about what their body looks like. But like, if I go to the beach or not, or if I go in a bikini or not, like, that's not something that I don't think that's something that I'm gonna regret on my deathbed. Like, oh, I didn't go to the beach when I was 26 and I wanted to because I didn't wear that bikini. Like, I don't know if I'm being hypocritical. What do you guys think?
Going to surf and all that, that's a cool, like, I've never done it, but that's, I mean, sharks and that, but like, that's a cool reason to go to the beach. Going there to get your pecs out and have a little flex session is not really.
Steroids and banana hammocks.
Yeah. Oh, we found another reason why I don't want to go to the beach. Good Lord.
I wish that I could try surfing, but I just don't think that that's something that I'm ever going to do in my lifetime. One, because of my ankle, the board hitting me hitting a rock, anything is going to scare me after that, after this whole experience. And also, sharks too. And 3, I honestly just, what fascinates me is going surfing under a wave while it's barreling and then making it out. But you have to be a professional to do that. So I don't think I'll ever do that.
I want that experience, but I don't. I wish it's kind of like, I don't know, golfing or something. Like, I want to be able to just play a round of golf without,
totally
being terrible at it.
I know, but I think
at least you can complete golf. You can't complete
I was gonna say, like, golf you can still do even if you suck at it.
Yeah.
And still, like, what is it? Itch that. Scratch that itch. Yeah, you can scratch that itch. But I feel like if you want to feel what it's like to be under an actual wave while you're surfing in the ocean, you have to like put 10,000 hours into that. You know what I mean?
Is your mom ever gonna be on this podcast?
Oh my God, yeah, we have to mention it to her.
We keep saying that she's going to call in and take over her own show.
Next week, we're going to get on the phone with my mom.
She's going to be home.
No, she's not.
By the time we get her on this podcast.
Anyways, okay. Speaking of, let's go back to beaches and having coronavirus and how I don't really trust anybody, so I won't go to these public gatherings. Where did we go today for dinner?
Went to a patio.
We went to a patio for the first time in...
I mean, this year.
This year?
Because January was cold.
True. Patio, true. But I mean restaurant. Was this our first time going to a restaurant? No, because in March, the beginning of March, we went to the ramen place downtown Toronto.
Yeah, okay.
So today was our first time sitting at a patio after, while these phases are opening up. How did you feel?
I'm comfortable with it. I feel like they cleaned the gaff well.
Because you didn't wear a mask, I did.
Well, no,
at the beginning.
You don't need it when you're outside and there's no one around us. Like I scoped the scene and there's no one there. So because there was no one in and around us, and like I could see them washing the tables the second people got up.
But when walking into the patio area, you didn't know that we were going to be isolated from everybody else. There were people around us, not too close to us. Did you not see
the tables are far enough apart? So like you couldn't be less than 6 feet from someone.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I was wearing a mask up until the point where we got seated, and I realized my back is literally against a wall, so there's nobody around me. The only person that I would come into contact with is the waitress, and she was wearing a mask.
I found it like, you must have crossed a barrier where you felt it was clean. Because like the way you were interacting with the table, it wasn't like you were like germophobic of the table, like you were feeling the grooves of the burnt like the wood burning and all that.
No, I didn't see them clean the table, so I never really thought about that. But I also just thought about the fact that coronavirus doesn't stay on surfaces that easily anymore. Okay. And I feel like if they are allowing people to sit on their patio and they're taking names and phone numbers when you sit on the patio, and they're wearing masks, why wouldn't they be wiping tables and sterilizing them?
Fair. I just meant from the sense that you were being, like, you
feel
the need to
table.
be over cautious.
Yeah, I do.
So you must have felt they were doing a good job.
Yeah,
if that slipped your mind.
I think the main thing was not thinking about them. The main thing was the fact that I was completely isolated.
But that's not like a normal setup, is it? Like, to me, that still felt like there was a thing going on. Like, if this is what the quote-unquote new normal is for the next year, it's not really... That
wasn't that bad.
It's not the same as just going out, though.
What's the same? I felt the exact same. We waited for a table, we sat at the table, and we ate. What was different? The only thing different that I noticed was the waitress was wearing a mask.
That's part of it.
What else?
Like, if you go inside, you got to whack a mask on. Like, I don't have a problem with it, but it is an adjustment. Like, just because of the wearing the masks and the waitresses sort of not leaning in the way they normally do, it just makes me feel like that thing we felt at the beginning of it all, where like you're kind of more hyper aware of the dirt and all that.
Yeah, but so what? Like, we are becoming Howie Mandel for the next year.
Like, I just
but who cares? Like, Eric, let me ask you, would you rather us stay inside until everything can open up normally, or would you rather
Welcome to
at
the
least...
Silver Linings part of the podcast.
No, but would you rather at least get
Don't hit me!
Do everything that you love. Restaurants, watching soccer, like, all of these things that you love. Concerts might not be happening for another year, but, like, restaurants and concerts. At least they're going on. I don't know
if I want to go to a show if I got to wear a mask.
Okay, forget about music. I'm talking about restaurants and soccer. They're back on. You can enjoy them. There's something that can come back into your life that you wanted to cut yourself over. I think
I'm not in that much of a rush. Like how I was saying before, like if I was hard up for money, I could live on like dollar store diet, like just eating like alphagetti and ramen and stuff. Like I'm fine making these short-ish term sacrifices. And if not being able to sit in a restaurant until we can have an experience that doesn't make me question if the table is clean and the fork is clean, like I'd rather just wait until then. I'm not in that much of a rush to actually sit in there and experience the thing.
You seem like you are by how
No, I mean
situationally depressed you are.
That's different though. I want it to be coming sooner, but not to the point where like I'm willing to have like a half-assed experience. I'm not about half-assed experiences.
I don't think it was that half-assed though.
It's like 3/4 ass. It wasn't quite full ass.
Jeez, are you an ass man?
Well, I just like the experiences to be full ass.
I get it, but it's like if it's winter, you wish it was summer. If it's summer, you wish it was winter.
No. I'm just saying I like the full experience. So like I don't want to just get the cheapest ticket to get in the concert. I want the good seats. I want to be close to the middle. Like I want to try and get everything as close to perfect as possible. That's to me the best experience. So it's like I don't want to have my food cooked and then wait 2 hours to eat it and then it's room temperature.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want ideal conditions, and I'm just not in the ideal conditions. So this is like a once in 6 months thing, and that was great. Just kind of got out there, but I don't need to do that again in a couple days as if we would act normally in summer. I'm fine with it being a special occasion, not normal.
Okay, fair.
Patience.
You sound a little whiny.
Whiny.
But fair.
No, it's not whiny if I'm saying I'm not going to do something.
You're like, I want it to be perfect. And if it's not perfect, you sound like Bridezilla.
No, I'm just saying I'm completely fine not to do it. I'm not going to go and then moan about the situation while I'm there.
Of course, you didn't do that.
I want what we thought was normal to be back, and I want that soon. But if it's not going to come soon, I'm not going to, I'm not desperate to...
You're not happy?
No, I'm just not desperate to have half the experience.
But you were happy when Liverpool won the league. Imagine if that never happened.
That was the experience that I thought I was going to have. It was just going to be in the basement. I never thought I was going to be in the stadium. Those tickets are impossible to get.
If football wasn't back on, if these new normals weren't happening where there's no fans in the stadium.
Yeah, I got the experience that I wanted, so I'm not,
okay.
I don't know.
Fair. Okay, what do you want to talk about next?
What do I want to talk about?
Yeah, I'm giving you the microphone.
Do we have a question of the week?
No, do you have one?
I can think of one.
Okay, think fast.
What's a canned food that you normally have to heat up that you could eat cold? Like I'm talking open the can opener, stick a spoon in there and go for it.
I have a bunch. Alphagettis.
This is, okay.
Pretty good cold. Better warm, but pretty good cold.
Yeah.
Corn, straight out of the can. I can eat corn right out the can.
Yeah.
Oh man, I had one more. Alphagettis, corn. I think that's it actually. I was thinking of the peaches that we ate last night, but you don't warm those up.
Also, they had the crunchy thing. I think that's the last of the canned peaches we're ever going to have.
Oh, because... Okay, so we ate canned peaches last night because there's literally nothing else to eat for probably a 10 p.m. snack.
Well, there is, but we're not doing the McDonald's runs at midnight anymore.
But, like, I wanted to, but you didn't.
But I'm a good influence.
Okay, fair. You are a good influence.
Yeah.
I was being a little bit of a shit disturber. I was poking the bear, but the bear wasn't growling back.
Not having it.
Anyways, in the can of peaches, they were so good. I think these are like canned peaches that you buy for like peach cobbler, which we still don't even know what that is. But anyways, when you get to the bottom of the can, I guess some of the, when you cut a peach and the middle of the peach is like still stuck on, like a part of the pit is still stuck onto the peach. Well, these peaches were soft the whole way through, and then when I got to the peaches at the bottom, I crunched and I had to like spit a part out, and Eric gave that exact reaction, and he stopped eating the peaches.
There's no consistency in the texture, and I need out.
Okay, I want to ask you the question back. What canned food would you eat right at the can?
Anything in the spaghetti family.
Oh,
like you had the Alphagetti hit, that was fine. I think it needs to be smaller noodles, like when we start going into like the Scooby-Doo shapes and all the ones that are really fat, heavy noodles. Like, that's an issue. But
okay, so like you're good with the Alphagettis.
I'm fine with the alphabet. The alphabet?
The alphabet.
I'm fine with the alphabet.
Alphagettis is the alphabet. Alphabet spaghetti. Yeah. Alphagetti.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
I don't like spaghetti in a can in general.
Me neither.
But I'm talking like the
cousins. Alphagettis.
The cousins. Zoodles.
Okay, Eric.
You're on my chair.
I know.
Okay.
Because we are together and we share things in life.
I know, but, it's possible to be on
Eric,
2 chairs.
Can I tell them about my voice note experience?
Well, we don't have an answer yet. Should we maybe
We don't have an answer, but let's just tell them.
I want to find out an answer so we can end the story.
Okay, fine. Guys.
Teaser for next week.
If you follow me on Instagram, you already know. Okay. If you follow me on Instagram at EVIEWHY, you already know the story we're talking about my voice notes. And the weird, strange thing that freaked me the hell out that happened when I was recording a voiceover for a TikTok. That's what I'm going to leave it at because Eric will slap me if I say any more. No, just kidding. He's not abusive. But sometimes abusive. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow, we need to just cut that out of the podcast. They're going to play that in the Netflix documentary. It's like, how did they not see this coming?
Anyways. Okay, so we'll tell you about that next podcast because we're going to try and find an answer for it because I do want to Google something. But anyways.
Girl, you're clipping.
It's fine,
It's
Eric.
not. It's not an enjoyable
How do you know
experience.
that wasn't you? Because you were like, rah, 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 rah. Red flags. There's going to be a Netflix documentary.
Next scene.
Okay. Okay, speaking of scenes.
Okay.
Favorite show that we watched recently? Better Call Saul or Manhunt Unabomber?
Oh, Better Call Saul.
Over the Unabomber?
Yeah.
Really? Is that because it has more seasons?
No, because Better Call Saul is the figment of someone's imagination. The Unabomber was a real thing, and they changed it. We found out.
It's 80% accurate.
I don't like artistic interpretation.
It's only
half-ass, 3/4 ass.
Eric,
go full ass.
Shut the hell
full
up.
Ass.
The main part of the Unabomber story is correct.
Yes.
It's just a small, tiny detail that the guy didn't actually interview the Unabomber, the guy that caught him. That's it. That's the smallest, tiniest detail.
No, it was good. It was fine.
Anyways, if you guys want to watch a series, you should watch. If you want to commit to a series that you don't have to think about what's the next series you're going to watch for a while, watch Better Call Saul. If you like Breaking Bad, then you'll love Better Call Saul. And if you don't remember Breaking Bad or you've never seen Breaking Bad, still watch Better Call Saul. It's so good. I don't remember a lick of Breaking Bad other than the main characters.
If you watch it first, you get all the Easter eggs.
Or you could watch Breaking Bad and then watch Better Call Saul. But if you're impatient, just watch Better Call Saul first.
But that's
Better
like a
Call
gold
Saul.
mine.
But the artistic creativity of Better Call Saul is amazing, and the character shenanigans are so clever. I love. The Unabomber series is a short series. It's like a 7 or 8 episode series.
I want to say things.
Okay, go.
It's good if you haven't seen Breaking Bad because like the gold mine on Netflix is when you have a show that's got like 100 episodes and just opens a binge watching runway. Or is it the gold mine?
Because then you spend all your time thinking about that and not doing anything else.
No, that's fine. Like I hate that we've finished Unabomber in 3 days and now we have to go back to the whole what are we gonna watch?
And if you guys have suggestions, please tweet us at Evie Yanakidis, YANNAKIDIS.
They can't sing in the show, so save the musicals.
Yeah, we don't want any musicals. But back to what I was saying about the Unabomber.
Has to be like a little bit realistic.
And we love like psychopathic serial killers who are also vigilantes. So like Dexter is so good. If you haven't seen
that.
Oh, Eric, watch Dexter.
And
don't suggest the Ozarks. Eric, come on. You're a strong, independent man.
I don't have time. Looking after your ass in my spare time.
Shut up. Anyways, yeah. So Unabomber was so great because I like cracking codes.
Have you seen Zodiac?
Hold on. I had no idea that the Unabomber. I didn't know anything about the Unabomber case except for the Unabomber name.
Yep.
Other than that, the case, I'm just going to say so I don't spoil it, is cracking a code, and I love it. What were you going to say about it?
Have you seen Zodiac?
Zodiac. It's
like a movie that's like 4 hours long.
No, I have not seen it.
You're going to be watching it. That's basically all I'll say. It's similar to the Unabomber in like it's a serial killer and there's like cryptic letters in the mail.
Really?
So you're welcome.
Oh, wait. Hey, what was that show that you told me about when they were first inventing the word serial killers?
Oh, that's
Mindhunter.
There it is, yeah.
So Mindhunter, if you've never seen that, it's so good. Mindhunter is so good, but they talk about the Zodiac Killer in that series.
So it's a movie based on that.
On the Zodiac Killer?
Yeah. It's got a bunch of people in it.
Oh my God. Okay, we gave you so many good Netflix suggestions, so you guys better check them out and tweet us.
Jack.
Also, we just recently, to end the podcast, this is our last little thing that we're going to talk about.
Last little thing already?
Our last little thing. The podcast has been 30 minutes.
Okay.
Last little thing we're going to talk about.
New setup for this.
Back on the TV vibes.
Okay.
I just showed Eric an episode of Black Mirror. Now, I haven't watched all of the episodes of Black Mirror or by all means followed any of it. Just I watch episodes that people recommend. And one that was recommended to me was Hang the DJ on Black Mirror on Netflix.
Wow.
And what did you think about the episode?
It was good.
That's all you have to say?
I heard someone explain Black Mirror once as like a really good half-hour show spread out over an hour. So like it's got a really good concept, but it kind of falls flat partway through.
I don't think it fell flat. You think Hang the DJ fell flat?
I feel like it could have been a really tight 30 minutes.
Interesting.
But like you're talking about, what did I think of the concept?
Yeah, the concept.
The concept being some system. It's like online dating, and then you are matched with someone.
Yeah.
And then on your first date, they tell you how long the relationship is going to last.
Yeah.
That's like a depressing existence.
It is a little bit depressing, but like,
what's the point?
Wouldn't you also, well, you know my whole thing about not dating to break up?
Okay,
This
on.
is a half-baked idea because it's coming out of me as
Full-baked.
I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
But if you don't want to just date to break up, at least you can, like, it's like asking, oh, how long am I going to live for, or what's the day that I'm going to die? Then you could make the days count because you have a finite amount of time. So if the person that you're on a date with and you both decide to check the expiration date of that relationship, then you both know if it's going to be a 12-hour relationship or a 5-year relationship, then you know like the pacing and all of that. Do you know what I mean?
What's the point? Like if you
I agree with you. I'm just giving a devil's advocate.
If you touched your thing and it said...
Touched your thing? Eric, this is a family podcast.
All right. If you requested the expiration date...
Yeah.
And it said 7 years...
Yeah.
That is awful. You're coming out of that in your mid-30s... And like you just know that that's your future, is like in your mid-30s you're still going to be single... looking for the one, and for someone like you, that is just absolute overdose territory.
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
The part of this whole episode that you're missing is that the system is supposed to find the perfect match for you. Right. So you're never single. You're not really ever single, but also they're trying to do it as quick as possible, right? So do you think that the system's really going to allow you to dry your eggs before you can have children? Or
dry your eggs?
Or like,
this is a family show.
Yeah, it is. Exactly. We're talking about family. Or do you really think that the system is going to do something that I'm not talking about any eggs. Hold on. That they know that you don't want. Like if you or that you don't need, let's say. Like let's say Eric, I'm trying to get my point across.
I know, but like you're just all over my hands, grabbing them so I can shut up.
I like to touch you.
I'm not talking about eggs.
I'm not talking about eggs either. Just let's forget about the eggs.
Okay.
Do you think the system is really gonna keep you single at 33 and not find your perfect match if that's what you need? Like maybe that's what you don't want, but what if that's actually what you need? And then when you're 80 living with the perfect match, you're like, wow, I didn't know that I needed this, but the system knew that what I needed. Do you know what I mean? It's like the system is like God. You know when people say trust the process, trust the timing of your life, trust the universe, trust God.
It's like taking an internship.
Oh my God.
It's like I'm only doing this for 6 months just to get the credit so I can move on to the next thing, basically. Like, it doesn't...
Well, think about it. Isn't that every relationship without the system? Like,
no.
You don't know your expiration date, but if it falls apart, you're going to learn stuff about yourself, and that's exactly what the system is doing. It's learning things about yourself. By the way, I just want to make sure that you know that I'm just providing a counter argument for the fun of it. I do think that is a grim way to live, but I do think it was so fascinating. You guys should watch the episode Hang the DJ.
Eric's gonna drop some philosophy.
Oh, okay. Drop your philosophy, man.
As with everything, it's gonna go back to Liverpool.
Oh, okay.
The whole point of watching sports is not, in my opinion, about the win. This isn't my theory, by the way. I've heard someone else say this, but I'm applying it to Hang the DJ.
Okay.
It's not about the win. It's about the hope. The win is the end. You watch because you hope that you will win. Mm-hmm. Therefore, the whole point of dating is the hope that you stop dating and you find the person that you want to stop dating with. So what is the point if you're giving up that hope? If the whole purpose that drives you through, if you're just trusting the system, then what are you actually doing? All it is like, I got 3 years with this person now. This is great.
You're learning more about yourself. You're learning more about how other people interact. You're learning more about your likes and dislikes, which is about yourself.
Do you know, like, when we watch Netflix and there was a time where you went to see, I want to see how much is left in the episode. And I'm like, no, don't, because I don't want to know when we're on the final beats of the story. You probably feel it happening, but I don't want to know that, oh, this wraps up in the next 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Well, you should ask your dad, because he wanted to know the score of the Liverpool game and he still wanted to watch it knowing the score.
It's something to do then?
It's not something to do. It's like enjoying the thing that you're doing while you're doing it. That's your problem.
Is she onto something? He's not listening.
He's trying to be quiet. He doesn't even know we're talking to him.
If you knew the score of a game, you still wanted to watch it, it's because it's fun and it's something to do. Exactly. But the point of the enterprise is the hope that they'll win. So that's been taken from it. Okay. So we're both onto something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you know the expiration date of a relationship, then it's still fun and something
so
to
then
do.
I mean,
that's how you make it.
The queen of the rom-coms has just said the whole point of dating is it's something to do. No. And scene.
Didn't I tell you that this was just me playing devil's advocate just for the fun of it? Not that I actually agreed with that system.
Devil's avocado.
Yes. Anyways, this is the end of the podcast. So if you made it this far, let us know what you think. Watch that episode. And yeah, that's it. Say bye-bye.
Are we going to get your mom on next week?
Yeah, we're going to try and get her on next week.
Okay, we're committing?
Yep.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.